Okay, Friday I saw um World of Horror, which is a game that's already out. It's in early access. Final 1.0 version is coming out in the summer. They're showing off like the console port of that game. I mean, to say negative things first, that game needs a better UI for the console version. It's pretty hard to navigate menus because they have you doing it with like a pointer controlled by your stick on the controller, and there's a lot of little buttons and menus on in that game, and it's kind of annoying. But the cool thing is whenever I did my demo, my controller had Joy-Con drift.
Oh boy.
So and the buttons were like switched up and they weren't
Were you
working.
playing
So
on
like
Switch?
I was
No,
playing on a PlayStation
it was a
5 or a
it was a
PC.
PS5. It was a PS5 controller. So I was also there with Zach. Zach was the one driving though. It was a PS5 controller, but I'm pretty sure it was running on an emulated or not emulated build, but it was technically running off of PC, but it was running the console version. So there are weird driver things that could happen in those scenarios. But I do think it's weird that having that huge touch, like, they still have the touchscreen on the PS5 controllers, right? That front face.
Use that,
touchpad, yeah.
To not use that as a pointer, like touchpad, is an odd choice in my opinion.
Yeah. So it was funny because my pointer kept moving while the guy was giving his.
Watching Zach, the guy is like, no, don't touch that one. You have to click on the other one, Zach. The pointer is just like just drifting up repeatedly. He's like, I swear I'm trying, and I see Zach just pressing the button over and over again. It's not doing anything.
Yeah, so that was fun. But yeah, it's a great game. It's definitely something to check out. I'm assuming the console port when it comes out will be better than my experience.
What kind of game is it, first and foremost?
It's a roguelike story kind of game, though.
It's a roguelike point and click
RPG card game thing. Well, like the cards are basically like scenarios and items and things that are dealt to you behind like the scenes of the game. It'll deal you like cards, and that's like your modifiers and things. And basically you get like you have set up campaigns that you can play, or you can just have the decks deal you cards, which is cool. So like what it does is he'll give you a mission like there's been a ritual summon at your school, and you need to kill like the scissor whatever lady there. So like a lot of that is random, and how you go about it is like you go through different rooms, and there's encounters that could be rolled or drawn or a bunch of things. So there's a lot of just like dice rolls and card draws behind closed doors that you don't get to see, and you just get to interact with the cool, UI and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's very, very much kind of like an adventure game, like an old school dungeon crawler adventure game kind of. It's kind of what it is.
It crosses a lot of different genre boundaries simultaneously, so it's really hard to kind of classify it. You have stats, like you can see there's strength, dex, and stuff like that, but there's also literally just battles that you have to kill this weird monster thing, and if you didn't go to the right spot and necessarily find the right weapon, it might be really hard. But the combat is also like unique, where it's if you don't have a weapon, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go into text adventure mode, where it's like, look around, find a weapon. Like, I don't know, there's this weird backdrop of point and click text adventure at all times, which is very, very neat.
Yeah, it's super unique and really fun. It's very crunchy is I guess is a good way to put it.
Crunchy. I like
It
that.
is crunchy.
It's like
Look at this UI. Can you go back to like 10 seconds? Like sorry, yeah, that moment. Let's see if we can pause it. I just kind of want to show like this UI right here. So this is the battle UI.
Yes. Love it.
And each one of those icons next to the character portrait is a potential action in combat. And you can see ZL, ZR. There's multiple tabs that all have that 3x3 grid of options. So there's a lot of different things that you can do at any given time in battle. You can see, like in this case, slot A, the person already has a bat equipped, and stuff like that. But it's just, I don't want to necessarily call it. I mean, do we say the word, Zach?
Esoteric.
It is.
Yeah, it's super. Yeah. So also, there's different characters that you can play as. Different decks or like stories you can unlock as you play. And it's also custom stories on the PC version where you can download like ones made by the people in the community. And yeah, it's just a fun time. It's made by one guy who is a part-time dentist, which is super cool. And he's also does all the art in MS Paint. So that's him.
And he's a Polish. Did we talk about him being a Polish dentist?
Yeah, he's a part-time Polish dentist. He's been working on this game for 4 or 5 years now. 4 years. Like he's been working on it longer than that, but it's been out for 3 years, I think, or 4. I reviewed this game when it first came out, and I was in college, so I was still taking classes. So it's been at least 4 years. Yeah, that game is super cool.